Albedo spends most of his time in his workshop, tinkering away with all of his awesome stuff. But when you see him in person, you can never quite tell what he's thinking. Not a clue at all.
Alchemy genius? I wonder if he knows of a way to finally help me make a drink that people don't like.
Sometimes I feel that terms like genius were originally created for Albedo.
Albedo, eh? Calm, collected, and incredibly talented. He's the type everybody likes. Some even more so than others. What, you into him as well?
Me and Albedo have a secret code. Whenever he puts a sign on his workshop door saying experiment in progress, that's code for come back later, Clee. Albedo's really nice and he's so patient with me, so I don't mind waiting until he's finished with his work.
Albedo is quite the alchemist. Just say the word and he'll come up with a good solution. He's easy on the eyes, too. Just like you.
The chief alchemist has been very kind to me. He helped me make all the survey equipment I use in the field. I even have some pens he made that will work even when I'm hanging upside down from a tree. But it seems that making artistic sketches is quite different from making maps. I've tried to make some sketches of a target area as supplemental intel before. And word has it that Captain Albedo went silent for a long time when he saw them.
Albedo? I envy his ability to solely focus on his research without getting bogged down in mundane, worldly affairs. What a wonderful life. If that batty old lady hadn't had one too many screws loose, perhaps that's the life I'd be living by now myself.
He's like an oil painting you find hanging on the wall in some ancient hall. Profound, mysterious, hard to see through. But what can I say? I find people with stories interesting.
As his assistant, I learn so much each and every day. What's key is not his existing knowledge, but his talented way of thinking. No matter how complex the task at hand, his way of thinking ensures he gets to the bottom of it, and is able to explain it thoroughly. His methodologies are amazing. To me, it's where alchemy meets art. Talent? Let's hypothesize that he and I were to perform the same research. I'd still spend my whole life playing catch-up. But my studying bioalchemy has nothing to do with evading his line of research. We just happen to have different interests and dreams. Nothing more.
How do you explain white chalk in black soil, or the Earth's dense crust amidst the emptiness of space? Same reason the purest soil gave birth to human life. It's an ancient power with unmistakable properties. Trying to harness it is dangerous indeed. I can't imagine what would happen if someone lost control of it in the city. Never mind. What goes on within Mondstadt's walls is up to Mondstadt's people to deal with.
I've thought of all the illustrations I want for each major event in the next 3 volumes. I should write my thoughts down before I forget them, and send them to Mr. Croydeprince.
Genius. A number of people call me that. But I don't think I'm any genius. Relationships are quite troublesome. Once you establish a relation with someone, you must continue to maintain it. If you lose contact, you must re-establish the relation. This taxing cycle requires a lot of time. Sucrose? I think I more or less understand why she's so dedicated to her research in bioalchemy. Either way, I'm happy to see her succeed more and more in her endeavors. Working with Sucrose on alchemy research is quite pleasant, but she has some stubborn qualities in regards to certain aspects unrelated to research. For example, I have told her numerous times to just call me Albedo, since we are about the same age, but she insists on addressing me in an excessively formal manner. Whatever she prefers, I guess. Lisa? I always am impressed by the valuable perspectives she brings to discussions. But is a person with her talents satisfied with such a basic occupation as librarian? There must be some hidden reason for this. Indeed, I view Klee as my younger sister. Whenever she gets herself into some explosive sort of trouble, I can only console myself with the fact that her current destructiveness is nothing compared to that of Miss Alice. Jean. She has served exceptionally well as acting Grandmaster. One can even say she is more reliable than Grandmaster Varka. Perhaps in our hearts, we all eagerly await the day she can become the official Grandmaster herself. Oh, Xingqiu. I find his written works quite interesting. The Yae Publishing House in Inazuma has been asking that I cooperate with a different author for greater royalties. Do I seem the type to be swayed by a few extra mora? Barbara. She's a very earnest deaconess. I once had the opportunity to sketch her a simple portrait. What happened to the sketch? Yes. Albert offered to purchase it, but I rejected his bid and gave it to the acting Grandmaster. Social relations really require a lot of effort.